I found out my girlfriend cheated at halftime. I'm in the locker room at half, checked my phone, and saw a DM with a photo of my girlfriend with a guy at a party the night before. I had to go back out for the third quarter. I played terrible and felt sick. We lost, and I'm struggling to ever even want to step out on the field again.
Bro, that is a terrible situation. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Man, I feel for you. In high school, I think it was high school, or like right out of high school, was cheated on as well. And so I know how much it hurts. I know the pain it brings, and I can't imagine experiencing that like at halftime in a game. I think a lot of this is just going to be setting in that and getting through the pain and just there's a lot of really, really wise people, much smarter than I am, that talk about just setting in the destruction, setting in the ash of what used to be. And I think that's what you need to do for a second. But I'm going to walk you through probably like the moving past that. Once we've set in the destruction for a little bit, let's talk about some things that I'm going to challenge your mentality on to help move you past this terrible situation. Number one is, don't let her betrayal ruin your potential. Like, a lot of times when situations like this happen, it makes you disgusted with things that previously, like especially if she was a part of your enjoyment of football or like trainings or watching film and stuff, a lot of times you want to completely throw that away. But what you see sometimes is like some people throw their whole personality away because of what somebody else did. And it's a super important distinction to understand and not do that, because you are who you're made to be. Like, you're who God designed you to be. And a lot of things you like are, a lot of times, unless you're just pretending to like them, they're callings and things that God has intended for your life, if you're following his will. And so I wouldn't just throw football in the trash because of what somebody else did to you, especially somebody else who has no integrity and just completely attacked you. Especially, like, I know she was probably not in control of you finding out at halftime, but like, that is such a terrible time to find out that I have no doubt that just, like, I guarantee you walked back out into the field in the third quarter with just absolute tunnel vision. And, but yeah, man, don't let that define you. Don't let it stop you. If anything, let it motivate you to try harder and just get better. But the other thing I would tell you is, let's make sure that we're not bringing our emotions onto the field following this incident. A lot of times you see guys, especially in high school, like they get their heart broken or something happens and they start playing more angry. They start moping and stop trying. You need to understand that your worth, and the best thing you can do after a situation like this happens is become the best version of yourself. Don't become somebody you're trying to prove, like make her feel like she's lost the best thing in the world. Don't try to like prove it. You're playing for the wrong things if you're trying to prove to her that she made a mistake by hurting your feelings or hurting you. You need to become the best version of yourself, period. Not so somebody's perception becomes different of you, but so that you are the best version of yourself, period. And so don't bring your emotions onto the field. Let this motivate you to be like, man, the best thing I can do is become the best version of myself. And I will tell you something, as somebody who went through high school and struggled with the mentality that I'm telling you to avoid, is like, the more you start to focus on yourself, the more like things happen. And so like I've talked to guys before who were like, man, I just don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm doing all the right things to try to get a girlfriend and all this stuff. The biggest thing I can tell anybody is, when you start focusing on yourself, a lot of times girls start coming to you. And so the biggest thing that I can just tell you is focus on yourself, not for any other reason, but because you're going to be the best version of yourself, whether they hate you, whether they love you, whether they talk good about you, whether they talk bad about you. You are going to be the best version of yourself.
So you also have to keep in mind that football and your relationship, those were two separate things. You just found out during a really bad time. Halftime was not the best time to figure that out, but you have to think those are two separate things, and you have to focus on football during football. Like, yeah, there's going to be things that happen in your life, but you don't always take those out on the football field. Football's where you focus on doing your best and, like he said, not just trying to get revenge, show her that she missed something great, but you just need to play football to play football. Those are two separate events that happened.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not hating football. You're fearing remembering that moment. And so that's an important distinction to make. Don't throw football away because of all this. And man, just don't do that. It sounds, without talking to you, by the way you structured the question, it really sounds like this was completely unexpected, and that's why it hit you so hard. And so, man, just once again, set in that destruction and become the best version of yourself. Taking time to process this will be your best friend. We talked a lot about this in the last call. I'm a big proponent. Now, I'm not a professional. I would advise you in a situation like this, especially, let's go talk to a professional, whether that's a therapist or a counselor or a mentor. Let's talk to somebody who can walk you through this, because there are serious mental side effects to something like this happening. And the more professional help you can get from people who have your best interest or love and care for you, the better you're going to be able to recover from this and get better. But one of the things I implement in my personal life is when something like this happens to me, I love to go set where that thing happened, whether it happened there or whether I learned about it there, and I just sit in that moment and I really soak it in. That's my version of setting in the destruction. And so what this would look like for you is just setting in that, if it was an away game, this may be a little awkward or hard, or maybe you shouldn't do that. But if it was at home, find a time to just go sit in that locker room, maybe even in the same spot where you read that text, and just sit there and think and just relive the moment and allow yourself to feel that pain, and to because what happened was, especially if it happened at halftime, you got your teammates there, your coach is talking, everything just like, you probably didn't hear anything, and you're probably just trying to brush it all off so you could focus on the game. Sit in it for a second and let yourself feel it and grieve it, and just feel the pain, feel the betrayal. And then after you've done that for however long you need to at the end just say, this will not define me. This is not who I am. I'm not someone who got cheated on. I'm somebody who's going to be the best version of myself no matter what happened to me. And there's a powerful thing that happens when you do something like that, at least for me. It helps you understand, like, yes, this terrible thing did happen to me, but it is not going to define me, and I'm going to use this as motivation to get better. Not so I can prove, not so you can get in this really dangerous trap where you try to prove yourself. That's not what we're doing. I owe it to myself to become the best version of myself, and that's what I'm going to do regardless of what anybody else did to me. And that is the most powerful thing you can do that works in my life. Once again, let's talk to a professional, but if you're sitting down talking to me as a friend, man, that's something I've done in my own life that has helped me tremendously. And so the other big thing I would tell you, dude, in a situation like this, I know the last thing you want to do, and this depends on team dynamics, but I know you want to probably keep this low key and not tell a bunch of people, but it's going to get out. And bro, if you have some teammates who are your ride to die, or they will be there for you no matter what, which a lot of football teams are that way, bro, I would let them know. A lot of those guys, you develop a brotherhood similar to like the military, where those guys are with you thick and thin. And man, I would let them know in a way, and I have no doubt they can be your pick-me-up. They can sit with you in times where it's lonely. That brotherhood's there for a reason, and a lot of times you see that brotherhood affect how you play on the field. And the stronger the brotherhood, a lot of times the better you play. And so once again, I don't know your team's dynamics, but I would really push you, if it's a healthy team, to let's talk to some brothers and get some friends to rally around you and just help you out and help push you to be the best version of yourself. And an important distinction, when you're talking to your teammates, their natural response is going to be attacking her and attacking and they're going to try to gang up with you. That's not what we want to do here. And they have good intentions, but I would sit with them and be like, guys, listen, I really appreciate you're trying to help me here, but what I want to do to grow from this personally is I'm not here to attack her and push her down. I'm here to become the best version of myself, period. And if you guys can help me by pushing me in the gym or just sitting with me when I need somebody to sit with, that'll help tremendously. And bro, I think if you can do that, you will move through this like nothing.
Yeah, like you said, don't go trash talking her to everybody. Just use them as somebody that's just going to help you grow personally. Not trash talking, not telling everybody in the school all the details and everything. But this is to help you, not to spread gossip.
Your value as a man isn't tied to what a girl did to you. And that's something I struggled with a lot through high school and through my college age years, where I did tie a lot of my personal value to what girls did to me. And an important distinction to make is like, man, everybody's growing up, especially in these years. And some people do some really hurtful things, but a lot of people make mistakes that they go on to regret and wish they would have done different. I can think of numerous times, as I think anybody can, where I would have done things different in high school that I just didn't even think about the implications of them. And some people do that on a super like surface level, like I didn't say hi to the kid who was being bullied, or some people take it a little further and cheat. But just remember, like, these are the foundational years for you to become the best version of yourself. And everybody's still growing up. They're still learning. You're still developing. I know a lot of us are adults, but you're still in those developmental years. And so just realizing that and just setting in the destruction, becoming the best version of yourself, those are all things that are going to help you. But, man, I'm so sorry. I think I probably future reference and wouldn't check my phone at halftime. I think that's something we should probably let's just keep that in the locker from now on and not do that. But, man, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I think you have a lot of opportunity to have a great story about somebody who recovered right and didn't become a better version of themselves to make somebody jealous, but became a better version of themselves because that's what you owed to you. And, bro, I have nothing but the highest hopes for you. I think you've got this. And, bro, I'm so confident in you.